our daffodils in the garden finished their blooms. And you know what? It's kind of sad to let them go. They're the first ones to bloom in the garden. But there are other plants to take over, right? And usually my instinct is right away to tidy them up, clean them up, take these stems all the way down. I would encourage, and I do encourage myself not to do that, because these long stems, the photosynthesis is still happening here. The sun rays are changed into energy, and all that energy is going into the bulb of the plant for next year. So usually the recommendation is to cut just the heads of daffodils, not to do the stem all the way down. It looks tidier if the stem is cut all the way down, but we have to resist that temptation to be super tidy in the garden. The health of the plant is more important, right? But today there is another garden tour. What's happening in my garden this week? And before I'm going to show you my bright blooms of yellow tulips, which are taking the show at the back of my garden, I want to show you a very quiet plant right now. It's Blue Star, it's a perennial, second year in my garden. Amsonia, it's right here. It is so cute. When you look at these future blooms, the texture and the color, the edges are just dark blue. Very interesting beginning in spring of this plant. So I'm testing Blue Star here in this area because this area is a mix of all different things, and usually bleeding hearts are beautiful right now, but they're not working really here because in the middle of summer they're going into dormancy, and suddenly I'm facing this dead spot here. So after my bleeding hearts stop blooming, I will donate them or give them, gift them to my friends. And I want to establish some sort of a permanent presence of blue flowers. So it would be either very strong performing annuals or perennials, blooming at the same time as my new dawn roses here, because they are here on both sides. And this year we have this on this side, new dawn finally climbing up, so blooms are going to be on top this year. So the plan is to have all this area populated by blue flowers with new dawn, the pink new dawn. It can be breathtaking. So this year, let me show you on that side of my garden. This year I'm raising from seeds Scabiosa Blue Farmer, or I think it's deep blue, it's improved version, and it's very finicky. Let me show you. So this is where it is. I just replanted these little guys and they germinated very poorly. I'm keeping them outside, getting them accustomed to exterior weather and wind. This is Scabiosa Deep Blue Farmer. And they are gorgeous. They have long stems, and I think there at the back they will complement so well my garden together with my new dawn roses. Well, we're going to see how this goes. If they are not going to behave well, or rabbits will eat them, or who knows what, because they're not looking very strong. I planted maybe 75 seeds and I have another tray of them, so not many made it to this stage. Let's see what happens during the next several weeks when they are ready to go into the garden, right? So if they are not performing well there, they are perennials, I'm going to buy more of Amsonia, maybe 5-6 plants. And Amsonia is a little bit slow to kind of develop in the garden. It starts very slowly and with a small presence, but eventually it will turn into a beautiful perennial. And it does bloom at the time of new dawn roses. All right, look at this. Now truly yellow tulips. Why did I think that my orange tulip, which showed up together with yellow tulips, is the yellow one? It's orange. And yellow ones are blooming galore on both sides near my sofa. Let's go and look at them. Aren't they cheerful? Although I find the color of the orange very strong and very interesting in the garden in springtime when there's nothing really blooming. I like that orange presence. Just facing the sun. On this side, they're supporting the bloom color as well. Not all of them came up. Well, several is good. Meanwhile, Virginia bluebells continue developing the arresting blue color in the garden. Look at this, right near my rose. Oh, look how dainty it looks. And here as well, together with bleeding hearts. And a lonely tulip. I have no idea how that tulip made it there. Well, it is blooming here. Roses are developing well. Look at all that nice growth they're pushing. They look somewhat skinny. I did good fertilization of new dawn. Let's see how it develops this year. And this is Parfuma Rose. Together with Virginia bluebells right here. Although they're growing into the shade, so I don't see any blooms yet. Meanwhile, these guys, and they are on the sun, they're pushing blooms already a long time ago. Oh, look at the winker. Once winker gets established, it is really a great ground cover. It doesn't like to be disturbed. For example, here you see, we always have something flying into this section, is a balls of frisbees, and winker doesn't like it. But here, nothing disturbs it. And look how lovely this corner of my garden looks here. Happy euonymus. This euonymus was growing near the edge of my property and really stretching with a long trunk to the sky. I thought I can create some sort of a standard out of that growth. So I keep deadheading the stems you see here, hoping that my euonymus will become bushy, because I like this, the color of euonymus, and I think this is Manhattan euonymus. Very happy foliage in spring, bright and colorful, strong growth. And look, in several years it grew quite into a nice standard here. All right, let's see what is happening at the back of my garden. We have beautiful tulips reaching their heads to the sky. Look at this beautiful, happy sight. Wonderful, wonderful. And my rose, which came out of hibernation from the garage, is already forming its buds. Unbelievable. Look at this guy here. She's ahead of the schedule. Nice, healthy foliage. I acidified the soil in this container. Here's the video how I did it. And here on the table, just in front of my Katrina rose, which is leafing out very well, forming nice lateral shoots, and the blooming time this year would be great. What do we have here on the table? Well, in my last video I was showing you the cement pot which I made based on the simple plastic container. You know, the simple plastic container is the base. And you were asking me for the video where I show you how I do it, so I'm going to put the link under this video. And in the future I'm going to make another video, because there are several tweaking elements which I need to talk to you about. So keep track of my future videos, and I will be posting a new one, how to make the new ancient urn in the garden. So I'm trying a new decorative stain on this container, and it is from You Do It Coatings. I'm going to put the link underneath this video, and it is in antique gray. This is a new stain for me, and what I like about it is that it kind of settles in different crevices of cement, so there is a gradation of color which gives that ancient look, right, to the cement. I just applied it maybe an hour ago, and I also made the legs. They are a little bit higher than my previous legs because at the back, the previous urn I made needs to be a little bit higher. Let me show you how it looks now in the garden. Oh, the grass is so green. I'm still not used to it. So here, between the tulips, my urn is here. I'm thinking that it should be teeny tiny higher. You see those legs? They are elevating my pot a little bit. So the new legs I made, they are a little bit higher, and this pot will just stand just above this netting. This way everybody can see it better, because it is a beautiful ancient thing right here. And Sedum Autumn Joy is finding its new home in this container. I want to show you a wonderful collection of baby plants which my Coreopteris created last year, and they are happily growing right here near the rose. Look at this. Oh, look at that variegated foliage. So I trimmed my Coreopteris for it to have a nice round presence here, and right now it doesn't look like anything big. It will start leafing very fast and will create beautiful variegated lime green presence here. But these babies, they're not trimmed, so they are already creating that color. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take these bricks out, take that baby out, there are two of them here growing, and several here. What a beautiful treasure, right? And I will probably train this tall one as a standard in the pot. What do you think? It can be very interesting, right? So that's a little exciting project for the future. Roses are leafing out. Let me show you how nicely my roses are growing here. Look at this, a Lady of Shalot. And look, I want to show you one thing here. You see this yellowish stem right there in the middle of the canopy? Well, this usually happens when we are trying to save the stem. Look at this. You see the dieback here? I probably should have cut it all the way down, that stem, which I'm going to do now, all the way down to the base, or maybe not, because I see the growth happening there. But because of this dieback, my growth here is not supported, and it's slowly yellowing out and dying off. So this would be, after this video, I'm going to cut that stem out. A Lady of Shalot is bushy. I like it. Very good, very good. How is Generous Gardener doing? Delightfully well. A Generous Gardener is famously having very strong, healthy foliage. Look at this. Doesn't this sing, oh, happy spring, happy life? Here, look at this at the back. The usual situation in my garden, where does all the mess ends up? Right here, behind the trunk of my evergreen tree, right? That's why I need to build a fence here, a wattle fence, which is not happening because I don't have any stems right now. Variegated ajuga is preparing its blooms near my, hold on, I'm filming myself. Hello, let me go from another side and show you the ajuga. Ooh, look at that. Nice color. You see the runners are already starting. Let's see, how's this ajuga blooming with that color? I don't know, I'm not sure. I don't remember it blooming last year, so we will see what will happen here. It is happy here, despite all the needles falling on it, although I have to put those needles apart and help Ajuga to grow. And look here, Ajuga didn't do very well. The fight of needles is lost here. Only 3 of them survived. Let's look what's happening here. Somewhat disappointing performance of lamb's ears. You see how kind of damaged by winter they are, right? Here's the blue star again. Just look how cute it is. I can't have enough of the color of it, right? The blue and green. So this is what I did with peonies here. These are rolled dull roses, which are struggling here because of the shade. So I'm giving them 1 year, 1 more year. Every year looks like I'm telling you 1 more year. But this is what I did with my last stash of sticks. I created a nice looking loop for peonies. My peonies are always falling off, flopping. So in order to control them better, and it does look good here, you know, I decided to make this loop here in the front of my garden as well. You gave me this idea. One of you said that, why don't you introduce wattle in the front of your house? And I said, what a great idea, because wattle fence is kind of difficult to ruin. We have a lot of wildlife passing by here. Oh, the creeping phlox. Isn't it lovely? Well, this year creeping phlox didn't do well through the winter. Look how much of dieback I have. I just have to go in and cut it all. And here in the front, the red color of quince is happening. Last year I really decreased the size of this shrub, and it is blooming. Look at this. The blooms are very quick, very bright, very red. Ooh, I have a baby there. Look at that. And I'm going to give it to my neighbor who loves this red color here. One more thing I want to show you. In the front flower bed, we have ancient, very ancient plants here, basket of gold. I remember when we just started this flower bed, I planted this basket of gold. And look at this. It is here since then, maybe 10 years, persisting. Look at this cheerful bloom color. Very welcoming in the middle of spring. Tough perennial, very hard to kill, drought tolerant. As you can see here, this strip of land is tough for plants. And every spring I look forward to a wonderful basket of gold blooming. Oh, this bright yellow color. And that is it, the garden tour for today. Happy Sunday, everyone, and I will see you in our next video.